Most of you are already beaten before the day even begins. You roll out of bed at 9 a.m. like a zombie, eyes half shut, brain foggy, already dreading the day ahead. You reach for your phone, scroll through notifications, waste 20 minutes watching reels of other men doing the things you wish you could. You scroll past supercars, mansions, yachts, and deep down, you hate it. You hate that it's not yours, and yet you do nothing. That's the difference between you and a predator. The predator wakes up with a target. His alarm goes off at 5 a.m., not because it's trendy, not because some influencer said so, but because he's got things to conquer. He wakes up with one goal, domination. Every breath he takes, every step he makes, it's toward building the kind of life that makes people either admire him or fear him. That's how predators move, but you move like prey. You hope things get better. You hope your boss finally sees your effort. You hope your business takes off someday. You wish to get stronger, richer, smarter, but you don't act. You don't hunt. You hesitate. You procrastinate. You live like a sheep hoping the lion doesn't show up today. But he will, because he always does. The sad truth is this. Most men are domesticated. You've been trained to be obedient. Obedient to the system, to comfort, to other people's opinions. You've been fed lies your entire life. Just be patient. Hard work pays off in the long run. Good things come to those who wait. No. Good things come to those who take, who dominate, who demand more. The long run doesn't exist if you're dead broke at 40 with nothing but regrets. Prey spends time dreaming. Predators spend time doing. The man who owns the business doesn't daydream about success. He studies, he applies, he adapts, and he works until success bows to him. The fighter doesn't talk about how strong he wants to be. He trains, bleeds, sacrifices until his name carries weight. The real winners don't fantasize about being kings. They build empires, brick by brick, while everyone else is asleep, partying, or watching Netflix. You've got energy, you've got time, but you waste it on things that keep you weak. You chase dopamine instead of discipline. You chase comfort instead of chaos, but growth lives in chaos. The gym hurts, studying sucks, running a business is stressful, but it's that exact pain that makes you powerful. That pain sharpens you. If you're not willing to bleed for your goals, you don't deserve them. Understand this. Life is war. The modern world has just camouflaged it behind convenience. You think you're safe because you have Wi-Fi and fast food. You're not. You're trapped, controlled, sedated. Your soul knows it too. That frustration you feel when you look in the mirror, that anxiety, that quiet voice in your head telling you you're meant for more. That's the real you screaming for a fight, for a challenge, for purpose. And you keep silencing it with sugar, with distractions, with lies. There's nothing noble about being average. There's nothing honorable about just surviving. You weren't born to be a pawn. You were born to be a king, but the crown doesn't come to the man who hopes. It comes to the man who earns. And that starts with a decision, a ruthless decision to reject weakness, to cut out excuses, and to become the version of yourself that terrifies your old self. You see, the world respects strength, in mindset, in body, in spirit. It doesn't matter how kind you are, how good your heart is, or how hard your life's been. If you're weak, the world steps over you. You can cry about it or you can use it. Every man faces hardship. Every man gets tired. Every man bleeds. But only the predator gets up and keeps moving forward while everyone else breaks. Think of a lion. Does he ask permission to eat? Does he overthink every move? No, he acts. He takes what's his. And when others see him coming, they get out of the way. That's power. That's how men should move. Silent when needed, aggressive when it matters, always calculating, always evolving. No fear, no hesitation. Now look at yourself. Be honest. Are you living like that? Or are you walking through life timid, overthinking everything, worried about people's opinions, scared to take a risk? If that's you, then understand your prey, and life eats the weak. Whether it's business, relationships, fitness, if you don't take control, someone else will take it for you. And let's talk about fear. Fear is natural. Everyone feels it. The difference is what you do with it. Prey runs from fear. Predators use it. Fear is a compass. It tells you where the challenge is, and challenge is where growth lives. If it scares you, that's probably exactly where you need to go. The gym when you're out of shape, do it. Starting that business even if you might fail, do it. Confronting someone who disrespected you, do it. That's how men are made, through fire, not comfort. Stop talking. Stop planning endlessly. Stop waiting for the right time. There is no right time, there is only now. The man who acts now will be 10 steps ahead by the time you're still thinking about it. That's how predators win speed, aggression, decisiveness. Build your body, build your mind, stack skills like weapons, get financially dangerous. Be the guy who walks into a room and doesn't need to say a word, his energy says everything. That's what real power looks like. It's not loud, it's not showy. It's silent, sharp, and undeniable. If your life isn't where you want it to be right now, then something has to change and no one's coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not the government. You are your only savior. You either get up and take what's yours, or you stay on your knees hoping the world shows you mercy. But this world has no mercy for the weak. It respects only results. You want results, then do the work. Not just once, every day, without emotion, without excuses. Stop negotiating with your goals. Your dream life doesn't care how you feel, it only responds to action. You want to sit at the top, then start acting like the man who deserves that throne. Not tomorrow, now. The truth hurts, but it also sets you free. You're either a predator or your prey. And every second you delay becoming the first, you dig deeper into the second. The world doesn't hand out trophies for good intentions. It hands them to the man who executes, the one who rises when everyone else sleeps, the one who trains while others watch garbage, the one who acts when everyone else hesitates. That's the difference between you and the predator. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't stall. He doesn't need motivation. He decides, then moves. This planet, it's a jungle in disguise. You think just because you live in a city, because you wear suits and pay taxes, the hunt has stopped. You're wrong. The hunt has only evolved. Now it's boardrooms instead of battlefields, bank accounts instead of swords, mental warfare instead of physical. But make no mistake, you're still being hunted. If you're weak, broke, soft, slow, you're the prey. Every man more powerful than you, more disciplined, more aware, he's circling, watching, waiting for his chance to take what's yours because you were too lazy, too soft, or too afraid to protect it. You walk into a room and no one looks, no one cares. Why? Because you haven't built yourself into someone worth noticing. You think success will fall into your lap because you're a good person. Good men get trampled every day. It's the dangerous ones who rise, the ones who carry the weight of the world without complaining, the ones who walk with silence but strike with precision. People say money isn't everything. Of course they do, because they don't have any. You want to know who says that? Prey, broke, soft prey. Money is power. Power buys freedom. Power buys protection. Power buys respect. You can either cry about that truth or use it as fuel to build an empire. And if you're not chasing power, what exactly are you doing? You're either rising or decaying. There's no pause button in life. Every day you're not building, you're being overtaken, replaced, outperformed. The man who owns everything you want, the car, the mansion, the body, the mindset, he's not luckier than you. He's more obsessed. While you were distracted, he was locked in. While you took weekends off, he worked. While you let emotions dictate your actions, he acted despite them. And now he lives like a king and you live on dreams. This isn't personal. It's universal law. Weakness will always be consumed by strength. That's how nature works. That's how business works. That's how life works. If you're not a threat, you're a target. Let's talk about how you got here. You were lied to. They told you to be nice, to blend in, to avoid conflict, to never fight back. They programmed you to be safe, not successful, and now you sit there wondering why you feel empty, why you're anxious, why nothing works. It's because your instincts are screaming to be unleashed, and you're muzzling them in the name of playing it safe. You weren't born to be average. You weren't born to take orders. You were born to conquer, to build, to lead. But that man inside you, the killer, the strategist, the relentless machine, he's buried under excuses, comfort, and fear. And until you kill that weak version of yourself, nothing changes. Everyone wants success, but no one wants to do what success demands. You want a body that commands respect. You better suffer in the gym when it's the last thing you feel like doing. You want financial freedom, then spend less time consuming and more time producing. Build a skill, sell something, create value. Stop begging the world to save you. Become so undeniable it can't ignore you. You have time, you're breathing. That means you still have a chance, but you're wasting it. Time is not a resource, it's a weapon, and the predator knows how to use it. Every second is an investment. He doesn't waste it on distractions, useless drama, or people who drain his energy. He protects his time like a fortress because he knows time is the one thing that, once lost, never returns. Let me make this clear, your competition is not sleeping. He's not slowing down. While you're doubting yourself, he's sharpening his sword. While you're hesitating, he's attacking. While you're stuck in your feelings, he's stacking wins. Every delay on your part gives him a head start. So you better decide, are you going to keep making excuses, or are you finally going to fight back? If you're tired of being invisible, then become someone unforgettable. Develop your body until people stop and stare. Develop your mind until no one can outthink you. Develop your bank account until the price of freedom becomes irrelevant. Do it now because no one's going to do it for you. You want someone to save you. Go look in the mirror. That's your savior. That's your soldier. That's your weapon. And if that reflection looks weak, then that's your fault. Good news. It's also your responsibility to change it. No more blaming your parents, your job, your past. What's done is done. Now it's war. Either you build the life you want or suffer in the life you settled for. And don't misunderstand, being a predator doesn't mean being cruel. It means being dangerous and in control. It means being the kind of man who protects, provides, and prevails. A man who doesn't bow to pressure, who doesn't fold under stress, who leads with certainty even when the world's falling apart. Because that's what men were built for. To endure, to conquer, to rise from nothing and carve a legacy out of stone. That energy you feel when you hear this, that burn in your chest, that's the predator waking up. Don't silence him, let him out. You don't need permission to be great. You don't need approval to rise. Stop waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect time, the perfect conditions. The predator moves anyway, he adapts, he improvises. He makes something out of nothing. That's why he wins, not because he's better, but because he refuses to be worse. If you want a life others dream of, you have to be willing to do what others fear. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And when life punches you in the face, you don't run. You bite down, you clench your fists, and you hit back twice as hard. You don't fold, you evolve. So from this day forward, everything changes. No more comfort, no more delay. You are no longer the man who hesitates. You are no longer prey. You move like a predator with power, with purpose, with fire. Because you've finally realized that no one's coming. No one's giving you anything. You have to take it. And the only way to take it is to become someone who cannot be denied. So now you know, the world doesn't care about your tears. It doesn't care about your excuses, your background, your trauma, your hopes. The world only cares about one thing, results. And in this game, this brutal game of life, results come to those who think like predators and move like machines. Let me tell you something most men will never hear in their life. The world is yours if you're man enough to take it. It's not a fantasy. It's not motivational fluff. It's a reality reserved only for the ruthless. The disciplined, the focused, the ones who build themselves up from nothing with fire in their eyes and blood in their knuckles. A predator doesn't wait for opportunities. He creates them. He builds skill sets. He reads books, learns strategies, tests failures, sharpens his edge daily. You think he wastes time trying to please everyone? No, he offends the lazy by existing. He makes the weak uncomfortable just by showing up. And that's where you need to get. You need to become so solid, so powerful, that just your presence shakes rooms, that people either respect you or fear you, but no one dares ignore you. But to get there, you need to kill something first, the version of you that settles. The you that snoozes the alarm, the you that skips workouts, the you that scrolls endlessly, hoping motivation shows up. You need to dig a grave, bury that man, and never let him out again. Because as long as he lives, the predator in you stays chained. Weak, starved, you think you can cheat the grind, you can't. You think you can avoid the pain of discipline and still succeed, impossible. Every man pays. The question is, are you going to pay in sweat now or regret later? You either suffer now for greatness or suffer forever in mediocrity. Choose, and here's the truth, becoming a predator doesn't mean you hate the world. It means you've mastered it. It means you're no longer manipulated by it. You don't react to every emotion, every setback, every insult. You respond with precision, with logic, with strategy. That's real strength. The world is full of broken men trying to find peace in softness. You know what happens to soft men? They get crushed, chewed up, discarded, because the real world is ruthless, rent is due, bills pile up, enemies circle, and softness doesn't save you. Power does, and power comes from struggle. From pain, from war with yourself. You're going to have to get uncomfortable. You're going to have to bleed, sweat, suffer, and still move forward every single day. You think that's extreme good, because an extreme life demands extreme effort. You want to be elite, then train like it, think like it, live like it. Wake up before the weak do, outwork them, outthink them, outlast them. Because while they're focused on pleasure, you're focused on legacy. And legacy is everything. When you die, no one remembers what you wanted to do. They remember what you built. You were not born for a job that makes you miserable. You weren't born to be another faceless man in a crowd. You were born for dominance, for greatness. But the problem is you've been hypnotized into believing that ambition is arrogance, that confidence is toxic, that masculinity is wrong. That's the system talking. That's the prey mentality they programmed into you. But now you're awake. Now you know you've got two options, live like a coward or die like a legend. You can't do both. The reason you're still stuck is because you're afraid. Afraid to lose, afraid to get judged, afraid to fail. But listen carefully. Fear is not real. Danger is real. But fear is your imagination weaponized against you. It's a tool to control you. And as long as you bow to it, you'll never rise. The predator uses fear differently. He looks it in the face and moves anyway. He uses it as fuel, as a compass. He knows that everything he wants sits just on the other side of fear, so he charges through. That's why he wins. Most men are afraid to offend, afraid to stand alone, afraid to take responsibility. That's why they're forgotten. You want to be remembered, then be bold. Say what needs to be said. Do what needs to be done. Stand your ground even when it shakes. That's what makes people watch you. That's what makes men follow you. That's what makes women respect you. Not your smile, your presence. Your certainty. You've got one life, one shot, and every second you waste, another man hungrier, meaner, sharper is getting closer to eating what should have been yours, your money, your woman, your reputation. Your throne. You need to become dangerous, not violent dangerous. You need to become the man who walks into a room and no one wants to mess with. Not because you bark the loudest, but because your aura speaks louder than your words. Your discipline, your calm, your focus, that's power. That's what separates kings from clowns. You don't need to prove anything to the world. You need to prove it to yourself. Every time you feel tired and push anyway. Every time you feel scared and step forward anyway. Every time you fail and rise again. That's the real war, and that's how predators are made in silence, in struggle, in sacrifice. You want success. Then suffer for it. You want power, then earn it. Stop waiting. No more comfort. No more maybe tomorrow. No more watching others win while you rot in indecision. You want to know who wins in life. The one who refused to be ordinary. The one who trained like a soldier, thought like a CEO, and moved like a ghost. The one who mastered his vices, hunted his dreams, and never made excuses. That man could be you, but only if you kill the coward in you. Only if you stop playing defense and start launching attacks. Only if you rise every day with purpose burning through your veins. You don't need another book. You don't need another quote. You don't need more motivation. You need to look in the mirror, see the man you were meant to be, and become him, because in the end, there's only two kinds of men in this world, predators and prey. Choose wisely.